everybody! It is I, Dimple Wizard, and today we're going to be doing something really fun. We're going to be talking about Super Mario Wonder, and we're going to be analyzing the newest videos that are out about, the whole shebang. We're going to talk about theories, we're going to talk about things we notice in the trailers, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So, let's just jump right into it. So I have with me right here the video, the 15-minute extended conversation on the whole topic. So we're going to see how this goes. Already, the art style is so cute. I love it. We have these new little guys. They're kind of like toads, but they're not. I'll let it play a little bit longer. But there's even little music notes. I wonder if every color is going to have a different sound or something.
Ooh, so exciting.
I think it does. And of course, as everybody knows, you can play as Princess Peach in this game. And that's super awesome. I cannot wait to play as Peach.
Welcome to the Flower Kingdom, a not-so-distant land just beyond the Mushroom Kingdom.
Now, this is so cute. The idea that there's just the Flower Kingdom, the Mushroom Kingdom, we could have, in theory, a whole bunch of Mario lore where there's just different types of, flora that has a whole kingdom dedicated to it with their own subjects. And I just think that's really neat. You could even see the guys who are sort of like toads for Peach's Kingdom. They look like little flower bulbs. I just think that's a nice little detail. Also, we can see that Princess Daisy is playable, and I believe Toadette is playable as well. I think they've lined up all of the characters in the shots that you could see. But we also know, if you've already watched the trailers and everything, that Yoshi's in this game too. And I think this is a really cute and clever way of showing who's playable. And also, hello, Princess Daisy is playable in a mainline Mario game. Peach is one thing, but Daisy? We never get Daisy in anything. So you can imagine that there's going to be streams where I play as Peach and streams where I play as Daisy too.
Mario and friends were invited here by the benevolent Prince Florian.
I've seen theories online about Prince Florian being the prince that was in that anime or that Mario cartoon. And at the end of that movie, spoiler warning for that one, Prince is they're traveling with this little blue dog the entire game. But at the end of the movie, he turns into a man with blue hair, and he has a crown very similar to Prince Florian's crown. And I'm kind of curious if we're kind of gonna go for the same thing with that, or if he's just a little guy, because look at him, he's just a little guy. I like the little grub man. I would have thought that the prince of the Flower Kingdom would maybe be more of a flower and less of a caterpillar, especially considering that caterpillars typically chew on leaves. But I guess Prince Florian has quite the access to a buffet.
But Bowser, the king of the Koopas, had other plans. With just a single touch of the mysterious Wonder Flower, Bowser
Okay, so plot-wise, it's not like you watch or play the Mario games for their insane plots. But I do think it's neat that, the rest of the game it's marketed as crazy, unexpected things will happen. But then for Bowser, it's I want this thing to happen. So he gets the super amazing power-up. Maybe we'll have a Mario Wonder Flower, at the end. That's Mario merges with something gigantic too, and the kingdoms fight. I don't know. That'd be neat though.
merge with Prince Florian's castle.
Also, this is really cool. I love this. You can tell that the people behind this game really took their time with the enemies, and they just look so exciting and scared. I adore that. Oh my gosh. Look at that little guy in his little house. Oh, that's so neat. They changed the flagpole a little. Now instead of like the typical flag that we see at the end, now we have this Flower Kingdom flag. I think that's just such a nice little detail. Oh. Oh yeah.
Thanks to his newfound power, Chaos.
That was really adorable how they changed the flag back to Bowser's flag. That's just so cool. It's one of those things that you don't really think about in the Mario games, or at least I never really thought about, where it's like you're literally tearing down Bowser's flag and putting your own one up. I just think that's neat.
Spread across the land. Now, it's up to Mario and friends to stop Bowser and save the Flower Kingdom.
Oh yeah, and there's also Nabbit back in this game. I kind of forget that he's there. But he's a cutie. And look at all those little Yoshis. I love them. Oh my gosh, and we have a whole bunch of new Mario sprites. We also have a lot of previous ones being reused. Like this yellow Yoshi is just, I believe, the green Yoshi from Super Mario Bros. Wii. But it is cool that they reuse and recycle things, especially since it just fits in their universe, you know? Another thing that's worth noting is this is going to be Mario's first endeavor not being voiced by Charles Martinet. So we should take like a moment of silence for Charles. Alright, moment is over. I actually was really sad during the announcement of that. I love Mario's voice. Charles Martinet always did such a great job with it. But I think it was really fitting that one of his final things as Mario was being in the Mario movie and kind of just symbolically passing the torch off to someone else to take control of the character. I just think that's really cool.
In this presentation, we'll go over what's new in Mario's latest.
Okay. Also, another thing. The backgrounds are insanely detailed this time around. Not that they aren't ever really detailed, but this time you can see like there's a whole world behind Mario. And that's just really cool. Also, Mario turned into a tree during this frame. I'm actually curious. Oh my gosh. Hello. Terry is back for more. Oh my gosh, there's so many beans in the chat right now. You don't even know. But yeah, sorry if I have to like kind of split my attention between the chat itself and the gameplay. It is really cool, but it's a little bit silly. If you thought the first bean takeover was over, you're wrong. Oh gosh, Terry is back for more, is redeeming more beans. I guess we'll see how many beans they get through by the end of the stream. But let's keep on going with the analysis. But yeah, also we can see there's a whole new type of coin. They look, I would imagine they're called flower coins because they look like little flowers, but we'll see.
2D side-scrolling adventure, the Super Mario Bros. Wonder Game. Let's jump in.
Just look at these world designs. They are so fluffy. They're so... I don't know how to describe it. It's just like... It feels like it's made of flower petals, you know? And that, of course, makes sense. It's the Flower Kingdom. Oh, and you can also see what I think is perhaps a hint to the Cloud Kingdom in the background, or maybe that's just sort of a background detail. We'll see when we can see the whole map.
This is the
Oh my gosh, well, I think this is the Cloud Kingdom. I love the colors, the designs. I wonder if these birds up here will be enemies that will fight you like on the map itself. Because I know there's spots where you can kind of freely roam, and that's going to be an interesting thing. There must be some type of thing that just kind of keeps everybody like on track, but there also has to be like a little bit of challenge. Because if you've played Mario games, you'll know that there's things where it's like there'll be like a Goomba or a Koopa Troopa on the track itself, and they'll move when you move. And if you bump into them, you have to do like a little mini game. And I think that's just kind of cool, especially if they have it like on this precarious bridge. Like maybe if you get defeated, you fall off and go back somewhere
Flower
else.
Kingdom.
Oh my gosh, this one is so geometric. I wonder what kingdom this is going to be, because I mean we have like pyramids in the water, but we also have like just perfectly square blocks. Maybe Steve from Minecraft is going to be in this game. And oh my gosh, there are so many beans in the chat. I know there was an ad break there. I can see it on my little thing. But Terry, thank you for all of those beans. I cannot believe you're taking over my stream with beans, but I think I can. I'm really glad that I have that little bean redemption thing. I love just having like that little 1 bean point thing that could just fill up the chat. It's really cute. But anyway, there's also like, it looks like there's some interesting icons here. Like we have like a flower coin with like a turnip in it. I wonder what those are going to be. Are they going to be signifiers of completed levels? Or are they going to be like specific turnip challenges? I don't know.
It's made up.
Whoa, hold on. If we could go back. Oh, not to the other slide. Oh, where's my cursor? Oh no.
Many
Spoilers.
making a total of 7 air.
Okay, well, I've lost my mouse cursor for some reason. And I have it back now, so it's fine. Wow!
This is the
Here.
Flower Kingdom.
I just really wanted to look at this for a second. It looks like there's a shop too. That must be a place where maybe you can buy badges, or maybe there will be alternate costumes or something. Who knows? But this is really cool. Or maybe that's just a level where you're running through like a resort or something. That's actually kind of neat. And it's so inconsistent too. That must mean there's like not only just like the levels themselves, which I think typically display the map, but there's little challenges on the side. There's potentially shops, because I mean the guy looks like he's running a little stand here. Maybe he sells like I don't know, like power-ups or something. That's actually a really interesting thought. And also it's like the whole place is designed so prettily. Like the sand shimmers. This water is like a pretty turquoise, and it's like in the shape of a little water drop. I'm really curious about what this world's gonna be like, because it looks very open. It looks like there's a lot of secrets you can discover. I would not be surprised if you went behind this giant land feature and you found like coins behind it or something. Or maybe you could even go like through that little sand waterfall thing, and maybe there's something even behind that.
It's made up of 6
Wow. Oh, there's Mario. He kind of looks odd standing there. Oh, he's like in goo. That's weird.
distinct worlds that circle the Petal Isle.
Whoop. I want to go back to that one.
It's made up of 6 distinct worlds that
And just check this out. The designs for like the boss levels in this game, because I'm guessing the boss levels are going to be like castles. That's insane. They look so interesting. Like the castles have gotten such a rework. Now maybe it's because it's the Flower Kingdom, but I really dig these styles. They're very like pointy. I just think that's nice. And also these like this lava kingdom seems to be underground, and I think that's a really cool spin on the whole Mario World thing. We've had a lot of lava kingdoms, but none have really been like underground. Maybe it leads to it. Like maybe the lava kingdoms like connect and lead up to each other. I think that'd be cool. Ooh, and this reminds me of, I think, World 4 in Super Mario Bros. U, where you walked around like from island to island. Although it does kind of beg the question, if you can just walk freely at spots, why are there still spots where there's like a specific path to follow? I don't get why there's like just a point when the whole thing is open. But you know.
Making a total of 7 areas.
Alright. Now let's talk about this. So they have like question marks and things, but some are pretty like you can kind of tell the vibe. And also, let's be honest here, people. This one looks like it's kind of leading to outer space. I have a theory. It's probably a really easy theory to have, but I honestly think that that Rosalina will be playable, as she was playable in Super Mario 3D World. And there's seems to kind of always be like a star level. I think she's going to maybe even have like a superpower that lets her like do like her little spin attack or something. Or maybe she'll just jump really high. But I also know that in this game they're making all of the characters pretty like even Steven, you know? Like they have the characters that are like the Yoshis and Nabbit that don't take damage, and the Yoshis you can even ride. But I think Rosalina, by being like an unlockable character at the very end of the game, I think they'll give her some kind of power to be like, now you can go through all the levels and you can kick a little bit of butt too. Because that's fun. I was always a little annoyed that like Peach was supposed to be like the easy character to play in Super Mario 3D World, because I just wanted to play as Princess Peach, you know? And it was interesting hearing one of the developers of the game talk about how like his daughters always fought over who got to play as Peach, and that was his reasoning for adding Daisy. So they also made the characters just even, so that all of the, you know, everybody could just play the game normally and not feel like they're playing a lesser character. It's kind of like Peachette from also like Super Mario Bros. Like Switch. I forget which one it's called. But Peachette is in the game, and she also serves as a way to like make the gameplay a little bit easier because she has that float ability. But I always found that annoying because I think the idea of Peachette is really cool. Like getting to play as Toadette in general is something that we didn't always get to have. So that also begs the question, do you guys think that Peachette will be in this game too? She wasn't really revealed, but if Toadette is in this game, could that possibly mean that when she gets like a mushroom or something, do you think she turns into Peachette, or do you think she's just like taller Toadette? I think she might just be taller Toadette, but I don't know, maybe there's like a Peachette mode or something. There's kind of not a lot revealed about this game, while at the same time there's a lot that's revealed. It's kind of just more speculation at this point and desires. Let me see if the chat says something about it. No, not another 50 points. My arm is killing me. No. You don't have to spend all of your beads on this. You can save it for silly things too, Terry. Well, I guess Terry is on a mission right now. But Like World 1 is called Pipe Rock Plateau, but we also have like this area that was confirmed to be it, like in the bottom left corner.
Yes,
Like you could see that there were levels like in this area. Unless like this whole thing is considered World 1, which honestly is a kind of a cool idea, like being like, look at how gigantic this place is, you know? But then it seems like there are multiple pathways you can take. Because I'm seeing like different ways to get to Petal Isles. Like you have Bowser kind of in the middle, and I'm wondering if you have to basically just go around the castle all the time until you get all of these like little guys. Because it seems like the one in World 3 is missing, but World 1 and 2 are there, so.
to explore.
Yeah.
You're
Also, this game is so well animated. Like, Mario and the whole gang, they just have such expressive faces. And even like these little Goombas, like, they're just sleepy.
adventure begins among the tubular hills of Pipe Rock Plateau.
And there's so many new enemy designs. Like, I don't know what that last thing was.
Tubular hills of Pipe Rock.
Like, look at these little guys. Like, I mean, I wonder if you wait for them to get like to the very top of this hill, you can like get a like a flower coin or something. That'd be super neat.
Rock Plateau.
Oh my gosh! And look at this little guy. They're all just little guys to me. Oh, they're so cute. And who knows like what secrets they could do. It seems like they've introduced so many concepts in this game that it's going to be like every level is super memorable and super distinct. And that's honestly, I think, what the Mario franchise has needed for quite a long time. Oh? Because, like, in previous games, there weren't many differences between the enemies. Some enemies may have thrown, like, fireballs, and some may have thrown, like, ice balls, like in Super Mario Bros. Wii. But there were, like, 3 types of enemies across the board, with the occasional different obstacle, you know? But now it's like every single kingdom is, like, well lived in and inhabited by a lot of different creatures. Like, I don't know what this little guy is. They look like a little cat with, like, red shoes, and that's adorable. Well, as much as a cat looks like a cat when it only has ears. Kind of makes me curious if it's, like, a variety of Goomba or something. That'd be neat.
Once you get past the freezing foot of the mountain, you'll be aiming for new heights in
Oh,
Fluff Puff
I wonder what this is gonna do.
Peaks.
Oh, that's so cool. I wonder if like all of these like little blue things spit out flower coins or if they spit out like a variety of things. And again, the backgrounds, they're so pretty. It really looks like someone spent ages designing every single one. And there's so many layers to them too. And they're just so interesting to look at. Like, they don't distract, but if you pay attention to them, it's really nice.
Many trials await.
Oh my gosh, look at this little guy. Mario bonked his shell off. No. And then there's like 3 new different enemy types in this shot of the game alone. It really makes you wonder, what types of creatures are you going to get to see in this game, and how can you interact with all of them? Like, this one seems to kind of mimic the Cheep Cheep, but it looks like it has more of like a faster ascension kind of ability. Like, it looks like you zoom in. And then this guy, you just bounce on him, and he's got like a shell that you can kind of boing off of. And then who knows what this little guy is gonna do. Like, he looks like a variety of piranha plant, but maybe he'll be nice.
Amidst the picturesque scenery and radiant cascades of shining falls.
Oh my gosh, and there's like just a little guy in this little log. That's adorable. Like, it makes you wonder if you can control him. Like, if you jump, does that make him come out? And is that how you would get this block? Oh my gosh, it is.
Traverse multiple islands.
Like, in this one, there's like 2 different creatures, like, in this shot right here. Like, there's one type that are in these pipes, and then there's this guy. I wonder if you could actually see what he was beforehand.
traverse
Oh yeah, you can. You can look for their little eyes, and then you can know to like zoom away, and then it's like they're little slugs. It's adorable.
multiple islands, dive into the sea, and
But I think you can see what I mean by saying this game is so artistic. Like, the backgrounds, of course, it makes sense that they move at different speeds, but they're just so pretty and shimmery.
spelunk through caves at the heart of the
And then there's like this little guy. It makes you wonder, like, I think they're like a neighboring species to the Yoshis, because like they have a little shell. They're even kind of like birdos, you know? But it's like every single design here, it's just a little bit more interesting, and it has like little things to say about where you're at. I love that. Oh my gosh, and there's like this little shell. Maybe there'll be like really tiny versions of those giant slugs that we saw earlier. And that's just really cool.
Flower Kingdom, the Petal Isles. There's also an arid desert with
Oh, and look at that, they have like little armadillo-like creatures. That's so cute. They look so grumpy. Like, if you watch interviews of like or listen to interviews of people talking about like this game, you'll know that they had a lot of time to develop it, and they wanted to make it a lot different than previous games. And I think this is going to be the thing that the Switch kind of needed, or at least what the Mario franchise needed. Because I mean, if you think of like their last giant game, that was like Super Mario Odyssey, right? And that came out like 5 years ago, if not longer. And now that we're here, like with finally a super interesting and different 2D platformer, it really bodes well for perhaps a Mario Odyssey 2, or just Nintendo always going for the bigger and better things. Because sure, they can play it safe, but I think that'll become, you know, kind of silly over time. But we'll see. Let's see where they go next. Oh, and this pipe is golden. I wonder if like golden pipes are going to take you to like coin places or something again. That'd be really cool.
white sand as far as the eye can see. An uncanny
Oh my gosh, this Goomba just got decimated. No. Ooh, but like, you know, this area is like in that one goopy spot that we saw earlier in the trailer because of like all the mushrooms and things. And it really makes you wonder, like, what kind of creatures are going to be here? Is this like poison, or is this like kind of like fire? You know, like I think it'd be poison, but does that mean like you like react to it the same way that Mario always reacts when he falls into like lava in like World 8? You know? I don't know.
forest lined
Oh, and you know what I also realized? If you can really control Mario however you want, do you think that we can kind of play the levels in our own order? Maybe there are just some people that really want to go straight to like the Fire Kingdom first and go up against those baddies. Or maybe there's people who just want to kind of skip around because they don't like a certain area of the game or something. That'd be a really neat concept, but there's also, you know, World 1, World 2, World 3. So maybe it's a little bit more linear in that aspect. But that is something to think about.
with giant mushrooms. A
Also, those guys are really cool that you could just swing off of them. I love that. Now, look at this image, right? Like, you have this little bean. You've got this piranha plant that we still don't know the function of. Oh, I think they give water because Mario now has like a bowl of water, which is crazy. And then you have like this dry bones dog that's just taking a nap right here.
scorching hot world full
Oh, and I think like it wakes up when it gets all like toasty.
of molten magma and more.
And he had like a little thing on his like for a tail, so I wonder if you'll be able to pull that and I don't know, like do something like maybe throw him or something. I don't know. And then you got, of course, like previous enemies coming back, but now they're like a little bit more goofy with all those designs. And you also have like sets of double pipes here. I wonder if like these ones drop enemies and these like and the green ones are more for traveling. Maybe they make that more of a distinct thing because in previous Mario games it used to be that green pipes were for traveling, but they also sometimes dropped enemies and sometimes they'd be gold, but it's not always like that. So maybe they did something with that.
A rich variety of courses await in each world. Move.
Also, like again, I get to an extent why that you have to go like a bit more of a linear path. But also, why then make the whole walking around thing? I don't know. Maybe that's because those levels are particularly harder and that's when they have like the free roaming events. Or maybe they're just more challenges and stuff to do whenever you want. Like, I guess it's better than not having the ability to freely roam. But I don't know, it seems a little silly. But if you've watched gameplay, particularly by like Game Explain, they had a Mario Wonder test run where you could play the game for 15 minutes. And in about 15 minutes, the farthest they were actually able to get was to this level that Mario's standing at right here. Maybe they were able to start the level right after, but most people kind of were stuck here, if not everybody. And that makes sense. So I'm thinking this is probably like kind of like the tutorial world, and then it kind of, I think, launches you to the real set of like World 1 levels. That'd be interesting.
Around the map in each.
Oh, we paused at a good time, because now there's green turnip icons. Or maybe those aren't turnips. I don't know what those are. They look like little pea pods, you know? Kind of like a cornucopia with like a little pea in it. So I don't know. I'm guessing those have to be some type of consistent challenge thing that you can do whenever. Again, we can see that this is free roam, so that might actually explain it. But it also seems like you can kind of roam anywhere because there's like a block here you could break and also like a boo house over here. So I really do wonder, can you just like skip all of these things? Could this be like a marker for you've done enough to like proceed on? Do the red rings around these levels mean that they aren't completed yet? Because I would assume if they were green, they were completed. I don't know.
Each world to select.
An uncharted area, Wubba Ruins. Oh! Those green things are a currency, and perhaps that's how you unlock more difficult levels. Now that makes sense. I wonder if, like, in extension to, like, running around here, you could just run around here, too. I guess you really just have to explore and find out. But that makes sense. I guess those are places as to how you get the currency to unlock more levels or something like that. Or maybe they signify that you've done enough because for some reason this is blue, but the others are all red. So I wonder, like, what does it all mean?
Select a course.
Ooh, this is neat. So I guess when they're blue, they've been completed. But if they're red, they haven't been completed. Because it shows that Mario got, like, these little guys in this one. But not in this one. So I don't know. Ooh! And you can actually see Mario enter the free roaming world right here.
You can even walk freely through open areas you find. In these spaces.
Also, just look at this little guy, this big old hippo. Like, there's definitely a secret here, by the way. This little flower patch that's like a circle, that's cool. I'm really curious to see, like, you get like a coin or something when you go there. But there it is again. So, what we know for sure is that these little guys, they're currency, but they're individual to their, like, worlds. So that really does make me wonder, can't we just skip over worlds and go to different places? Maybe we can.
If you're not quite ready to take on a particular...
Oh, and that's just a neat little satellite thing they've got going on. down there. I know that you can play like against ghosts and things, so it's neat that they have like that little section right there for you to kind of go for.
Particular course, you can try a different.
Oh, okay. So these guys are just challenges. This one said hurry, hurry, so it's basically a timed event. So I wonder, are they all timed events or do they have different events? That's the new question.
One instead. Play them in any order you like.
And then, yeah, okay. This, if we remember how the map looks, this would lead to like the Petal Isles, I think they're called. Whatever the main middle area is where Bowser's ship is. And it looks like you need 10 of these like little guys to unlock this and I guess journey to the middle. And that's kind of a cool concept. So maybe I'm right about the whole you can kind of explore whatever you want kind of thing.
Once you played a course,
It's also neat to see that like the way the map unlocks or reveals itself as you go. Because look, there's this way to go down. So I'm wondering if you go down, can't you just go to the other area? You know? And it's also nice to see that like you can just select levels like this for people who really just want to get through it. But I think I plan on walking everywhere because I like to be immersed in the whole thing.
you can quickly come back to it through the course's menu.
Also, this is cute. Mario's
It's
like
an easy
riding
way
on
to
a
find the
flower.
ones you want to
Rolla Koopa Derby. That sounds so cute. All of these places sound so cute.
play again. While in courses, you might notice
Now, something I also just noticed, like really quick,
it's an easy
if we
way
go
to find
back.
the ones you want.
This one is definitely centered around the badge ability where you like hover with like your hat. So that makes me curious. Do you think we unlock the badges by completing those? Or do you think we buy them at the shop? I think we unlock them by completing these events.
Want to play again. While in courses, you might notice some talking flowers.
Okay. I don't like these guys, to be honest.
Get close and
Onward and upward.
Like, this guy sounds just like the announcer, and I think that just made me feel weird. I was like, okay, right then. It's sweet that they kind of act as little hints, but I feel like they, for me, act more as like jump scares. I don't want them talking to me the whole time. Also, if you look in the background, there's two Goombas just taking a nap. And that's like what I mean with all of these cute details, you know? Like, they're really adorable things just going on in the background. And you just gotta keep on going.
How'd you get up here? What a pretty sunset.
Like, I get it. I get why they're there. It definitely makes the game feel more alive. Maybe it'll be better when you're actually playing it. But there's just something about them that just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know what it is. I think it's just, you know, not wanting to have tutorials or being given answers to like problems. I think it's like I just want to get through the game on my own, figuring out the challenges on my own. And what I noticed, like, as I watched this trailer the first time, it seems like they kind of give you hints about things. Sometimes they serve to just say, like, oh, what a pretty sunset. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, la, 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 la. And sometimes you can interact with them. I know there's, like, a scene where you can, like, water things, but because of where the flower is located, you water them too. But, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be, you know, faced with a challenge and then immediately told, like, oh, I wonder what that mysterious thing up there is. It's like, it kind of feels like tutorial mode is on, and I wonder if there'll be something you can toggle on and off, but I feel like you might not be able to.
They'll talk to you, livening up your adventure.
Like, it's like stuff like that. Like, thank you, flower. You know, it's sweet that they care. but I'm also like, listen, I don't want the help. I wanna fail and learn, you know, kind of thing. Look at the little tree. It's got sprinkles on it. That is so cute. Oh, I love this. And then there's like a little frog thing. But maybe I'll like these things where it's asking, I wonder what Goombas taste like. I think that might make me chuckle. It might make it worth it for all the times that they just tell you what to do.
I wonder what Goombas taste like.
They might give you hints.
Wonder if you can get over there.
That is like a thing though. It's like I would have liked to be surprised by that, you know? It is awesome that they are bringing back the whole concept of going like in the foreground and then coming, you know, to the background and everything. But I don't want to be spoiled on that. And like even this thing, instead of like just seeing the guy be kind of like down, he has to say, my poor withered roots. So you know immediately, okay, I'm supposed to fill these guys up with water now. But it's like, no, let me figure it out on my own, you know? And also, look at these little guys. I know we're obviously in the Fire Kingdom, but they look like they're wearing big poofy coats. Like, if you remember those seals from Mario Odyssey that had, like, the big fluffy coat hoods and everything, they look kind of like those guys.
Coins.
You'd share your water with me?
No. No, I would not. I would steal the water and I'd take it away. And also, as right in my little prediction, with those guys also giving out, like, other things beyond just the flower coins, because they give out normal coins too. Okay, here's the exciting part. And while we do this, I'm gonna take a gander at the chat and look at, oh my gosh, the beans. There's so many beans. I have done over 150 beans. Over 150 beans have been born. Notice me. Uh-oh, more beans. There are so many beans in the chat, guys. Like, I know you can't see them, like, if you're watching the VOD. But if I scroll through, like, the chat, it's just beans. I think that's really funny. But let's go over the characters in this game. So yeah, Yoshi and Nabbit won't take damage, but they also won't transform with power-ups. So there is that. But yeah, like, you have everybody, including Daisy, which is crazy. Oh, that right. They're all very adorable. They did an awesome job at making the characters just fit in with each other. Especially like Peach and Daisy have always been like a lot taller than Mario and Luigi. And they still made it work, you know?
Besides Mario, you can also play as
Blue Toad, my favorite character. That's definitely the one that everybody's excited about, is Blue and Yellow Toad being playable again. Now, it is sweet though, because in Mario Wii I would always play as Yellow Toad. So that is like a nice little bit of nostalgia for me. But it makes you kind of wonder what other characters will get to play these games as time goes on. Who else will be added to the canon?
Luigi, Peach.
I'm so happy that Peach is in this game. When I tell you, when I saw Princess Peach is in this game, I was like, I'm going to pre-order this like right now. I am excited. I'm ecstatic that she gets to play.
Daisy.
And of course, there's Daisy. I know the internet lost their minds when Daisy was announced. So everybody knows that we're already having some fan favorites in here.
One of two Toads.
Well, just one of two Toads. Jeez.
And Toadette.
So it really does make you wonder, will Toadette turn into Peachette, or is she just going to be like small and big? It makes you kind of curious, because she looked like she was just like only had the mushroom power earlier. So maybe no Peachette in this game, but that is an interesting thought. And look at this little hippo. He got stuck and now he's a trampoline.
They all play the same, so go with your favorite or mix it up. The Yoshis and Nabbit,
Look at him.
on the other hand, won't take damage. They're a great choice if you're looking for a more easygoing experience.
And that is nice that they still include that so that maybe like younger fans can still play the game. And it's good that they have like several varieties of Yoshi so that they can still have that feeling of options, you know?
Careful though, they'll still lose a life if they fall down a pit. So watch your step.
Yeah.
Additionally, the Yoshis can flutter jump, eat objects, and
Alright. I was waiting for this frame. Look at that. Chad Yoshi. It's so full of expression, and I love it. Oh, I think this is also a level where you can go in the background. But, look, even these guys will look at the characters. They won't just look straight ahead anymore. It really does show that this game has a lot of thought and attention in even the tiniest of details, and that's just so sweet.
spit them back at enemies. Speaking of enemies, here are some of the new ones you'll find.
Like, even look at these guys. Now, I know that they're just starting to talk about, like, all of the new enemies that have been kind of shown off during this time. But we've already seen, like, over a dozen new enemies. And they're all super unique. And it seems like they're kind of area-specific, which is really cool.
Copycats will copy the player and jump when you jump. Melon piranha plants will spit seeds from their mouths.
That's just awesome.
Condarts will fly at you and stick their...
Oh, and that's neat, because we saw Condarts, like, in the Fluff Kingdom, I think it's called. Well, it's not the Fluff Kingdom. It's, like, Fluff Puff Peaks? The tall one. And we saw them, like, over that bridge, so it really does make you wonder, do you have to, like, move fast to get, like, away from them or something? Will they interact with you? I really want to know.
Their beaks where they don't belong. When conchs attack, they'll even plow through goo.
Also, there's so many new, like, physics things being brought in, like swimming through goo is different than swimming through water. Of course, they have the ice physics back. It's just awesome. There's so many new ways to traverse these games now. They have, like, all these new obstacles, and it's just really exciting.
Mumsies can be unraveled if you...
Like, again, like, there was that one enemy, that little bone enemy that was just kind of sitting there, who looked like a dog, and they had a handle just like that on their tail. So it really makes you wonder, are these little themes being spread across, like, all of the different places, and different characters have, like, the same things going on, like the same physics, the same concepts? That's something that's really cool, and I really want to see how they deal with it. Also, if you look at the background, there's just a giant question block that looks like a temple. There's so many implications with that. Like, is there a way that you could go over there and, like, ground pound on it or something? That'd be so cool.
Position yourself just right. Mom-Mas will eat anything that comes too close to their gaping mouths.
Oh, look at this guy. Something I also wanted to mention before I forget to. There's no timer on these levels. Sure, you can go through it as fast as you want to, but you can actually take your time and explore. So it kind of makes me curious. Are these levels, like, longer than before? Or are they just filled with so many things to do and so many things to look at? Or did they just want to take off that stupid pressure that didn't necessarily have to be there, you know?
There are plenty more new enemies for you to discover as well. Goombas.
Okay. It's kind of silly that they just, like, so many new enemies, the Goombas, like the most classic enemy. But I think they're just about to reintroduce previous ones that are in the game. But, like, you just saw so many different places. And you could tell where there's, like, theming among other places, but there's also, like, a little level of being uncertain. Like, we were just in a castle. And I don't know, like, what level that was supposed to be. Let's see. Are there more beans in the chat? Yes, there are more beans in the chat. Oh my goodness. But yeah. Also, at this point, we're about a third through the video. So that's cool.
Koopa Troopas. Booze. Locky-Twos and other familiar foes are also here.
Okay, here's the fun part. All of the new power-ups. I think this is the thing that's been reported on the most, so I don't think I'll pause too much during this time, except when there's something that's needed to be said. Well, I guess we'll just sort of see.
Next, let's look at the new power-ups you can find.
Yep, we know about the
In
bubbler,
elephant
the
form,
elephant,
make the
that
most
was
of
like
your
the big
nose.
thing.
And your size. Swing your trunk to attack enemies, destroy blocks, and even do this.
That's cool.
In this form, you can easily break through blocks and dash across large gaps. See?
That is
If you store
cool.
water in your trunk and spray it out, who knows what might happen?
This, like, the fact that it changes how Mario can run over, like, bigger spaces, like, bigger gaps, and how he can actually have, like, this cool attack that lets you just sort of take care of higher enemies. There's so much potential with Elephant Mario. It kind of makes me really, really curious as to what other power-ups there are, because there's no way there's just these three. I know there's like the fireball and everything. There has to be more new ones though. There's no way they just stopped with like a drill power-up and what's it called? The bubble Mario and Elephant Mario.
That trunk sure is useful, huh?
It's not just Mario, though.
Oh my gosh, yes, I was right. There are just little guys and big little guys. And look, oh my goodness. They got like little antennas, but their eyes are still just down here. This is so cute. Also, Elephant Luigi's so adorable. Like, I wonder how often you're going to be able to play as, like, the elephant characters.
Luigi, the Toads,
Oh, you know what I'm also kind of curious about? Do you think we'll be able to carry power-ups over to other levels? Because, look, of course, in previous games, you know, you could just sort of hold on to your thing. And if you were really sneaky about it, you could even hold on to your star power-up, you know? And I know in this game you can hold on to power-ups, so kind of curious. Will you be able to just activate the elephant anywhere?
Peach, Daisy, and Toadette all have elephant forms as well. The bubble form allows you to blow light, floating bubbles. They can be used to capture and defeat enemies from a distance. They'll also drift toward nearby foes.
That poor Koopa.
You can take care of enemies surrounding you in one go. Defeat typically
Oh yeah. Well, there we see Toadette with like the bubble power up, so it does seem like Peachette might not be a thing in this game.
impervious foes and knock out baddies on the
Also, that's crazy that you could just shoot them through walls, and it'll get the guys, you
other
know.
side of walls. You can even jump off them, like platforms. Bubbles make it a bit easier to get to those hard-to-reach places. Just like that. While in drill form,
There's going to be so many amazing speed runs, I think, with the bubble ability. It kind of makes you wonder which ability is going to be the best for speedrunners to get. Are they going to go for like the elephant, or are they going to go for like the bubbles? Because if you can make platforms, there's probably a lot of like skips you can do with them. That's also going to be a thing that I'm really curious about. Like, how many skips are there going to be in this game? You know, how fast is Mario Wonder completable?
you'll get a pretty nifty drill. This makes dealing with spiky or hard-headed enemies a breeze. Or you can use it to drill down. It also allows you to burrow and move through the ground. In a tough spot, dig away. You can even burrow into the ceiling.
Like, the drill one is probably the one I'm least excited about. Not because it's not a cool ability, but I just feel like, at least with the bubbles, right? it's really a cute idea that you can just blow bubbles everywhere. You can take care of enemies with them and jump off of them. But with drilling, it's like you kind of just avoid stuff. And for me, that just feels like a little bit more boring. Like, I want to like tackle all of the enemies head on in this game. And sometimes if you're like, okay, you just go under it. Like that, it's just such a chill way to go about things. But I know it'll probably be really satisfying and really cool when things are like falling on your head. I'd love to see like a level take advantage of the whole like when enemies like fall from above, you're still fine. And then you just kind of jump up and you take on like a waterfall of Goombas or something. That'd be really neat.
Whoa!
But even though it's the one I'm probably least excited about, it's still a cool power-up. Don't get me wrong on that.
Wasn't expecting company.
Plus, the classic fire form makes a return. Oh, and you can hang on to an extra power-up. In a pinch, bust out a power-up. Or swap them to better fit the situation.
It's also cute that they always say "wowie zowie" whenever they get like the elephant power up. But that's what it makes me wonder. Will there be other animals that the people can turn into? I don't know.
This is a wonder flower, a plant that grows in the flower kingdom. It's said they thrive off this world's mysterious power and release it when in bloom. That's the power Bowser was after. When you touch a wonder flower in a course, a wonder effect will trigger, causing some interesting changes. Pipes might start moving. A stampede of enemies can appear. The terrain may tilt. You could end up in a free fall.
That's like what I love about this though. This added thing of chaos that just kind of shows up in the game. I think that'll be a really cool thing.
Bubbles might, bubble up.
And it really is so genuinely creative. It's kind of a shame that they're timed events, but it's always kind of like they give you enough time to really enjoy it and get through the whole thing. But it is just such a neat thing that's going on. I really want to see how creative they're going to get with everything, because from what I've already seen, which I assume is just some of like those moments in the game that, you know, are expected a little, there's probably going to be some really crazy things in there that we haven't even thought of yet.
Perspective can change. Or you might float through
Okay. Also, with the whole floating through space thing, how could we not have like a space kingdom, you know?
space. There are even wonders where your character transforms. Mario might become a Goomba?
But that's really cute. It makes you wonder, can you avoid touching the Wonder Flower? And does that change the level, maybe?
Or a spike ball? Or
Also, the sound effects in this game, they're so on point.
blow up like a balloon? When you touch a Wonder Flower, always expect the unexpected.
I cannot wait to see like all of the different power-ups that the characters can get. I'm really curious to see, like, will they give you enough time, like, in some areas to really do everything? Or are you going to have to, like, go back and replay it to see different paths? Like, they have a really good opportunity here to do, like, splitting pathways, which could offer a lot of replayability to the game.
Collect a Wonder Seed, and the course will return to normal.
Ah. So that's something that you have to, like, kind of keep in mind. Like, you know, make sure you get everything before you collect the Wonder Seed, because then you could lose out on stuff. Let's see how we're doing on the bean things. Who has redeemed the most beans? It's before not counting you in total. Oh, we also have a other redemption thing. Capybara. Capybara. Oh, it's behind me. I'll do this one. Capybara! Coconut doggy. Oh my gosh. Maybe there's one that I could do that actually is like a little bit off the screen. Okay, none of them are off the screen. I kind of don't want them to be in front of me, so I guess what I'll do is, or not in front of me, in front of like the gameplay. So I'll turn my webcam off for a second, and you can just enjoy the capybara and all of their glory. Oh, what's the spell? Gobbledygook and gobbledygoo. Mario Wonder will be a lot of fun for you. Woo! Because I'm assuming you probably also want to play this game, Terry. Yeah, I was not expecting you to actually redeem something other than beans. Let me make sure that I've done all of those redemptions. Okay, cool. I'm all cut up. But yeah, let's see. Who has redeemed the most beans, you ask, though? Probably you. Like, let's be honest. But there's a lot of people who will spam the bean in chat. So we'll just kind of have to see how that goes over time. But yeah, let's go on to capybara analysis.
Some courses need to be unlocked using the Wonder Seeds you've collected.
Okay, so they confirmed that.
You'll also earn a Wonder Seed as thanks from a Poplin when you clear a course.
Oh my gosh, they're called poplins. That's adorable. But that's also a neat thought. Like, so there's ways that you could probably get extra seeds, but you could also just complete courses. Now, are there only enough seeds where you can do like everything, or are there like extra ones that you can kind of like do in case something's too hard for you, you know? I wonder. Badges.
As your adventure progresses.
Yeah, this is kind of what makes me think that you unlock the badges like through those courses. That's like a cool thing. Also, they have like a little elephant like watering pitcher. That's so cute.
You'll unlock in-game badges that change up the way you play when equipped. There are a variety of badges, each with its own special ability. Let's go over some of them.
So let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 24 badges to collect here. That's cool. It sort of makes you wonder, like, is there going to be a badge that turns, like, everything on? Or lets you have, like, multiple badges or something? Now, I know there's, like, a thing where it's, like, you kind of have to pick one. But I wonder, because, like, these badges are orange, and these badges are blue. And these ones have, like, yellow petals around them. Does that mean you could have, like, one of each type? Or does it only have to be one? I'm really not sure.
Slow your fall with the parachute cap badge. Enhance your wall jumping abilities with the wall climb jump badge. Unleash a burst of speed while underwater by equipping the dolphin kick badge. You can also break underwater blocks.
It kind of makes you also think about, like, are there going to be levels that are totally different depending on the badges you pick? That would be a really cool concept, because I'm sure they recommend a badge for a level, but there's probably also going to be badges that you could do like at other times. Also, that's another cute detail that I'm noticing right now. It looks like when you're standing still, Florid will like kind of appear like behind you, and he'll show you what badge you have equipped, so you can always remember what your ability is this time around. And that's just a nice detail.
Charge up a bounding leap with the crouching high jump badge. Shoot vines in midair and stick to
Every game is better with a grappling hook.
walls with the grappling vine badge. Recover from dangerous drops instantly with the safety bounce badge. Easily find important items using the sensor
So now I'm kind of curious, like, is the blue badge then more about like finding things in the level or just safety, whereas like the orange badges are focused more on actual actions, maybe? I feel like the sensor badge would be one that I would kind of want to avoid. I think if you're playing the game really thoroughly, you'll be able to find everything. Because in terms of difficulty, I don't expect Mario Wonder to be the hardest game in the world. You know, it has to be accessible for people. But I also expect it to pose quite a little bit of a challenge in certain areas. So I don't know. Maybe the sensor badge will prove necessary in like one or two levels. I don't know.
Badge. Draw in nearby Moolah with the coin magnet badge. Become invisible to your enemies and yourself with the invisibility badge.
That's cute.
You will not stop dashing with the jet run badge. And you can run in the air for a bit. There are many more badges with different abilities, from the convenient to the unconventional. Only one badge can be equipped per course. Equip them from the world map or when starting a course. Or if you don't make it through, grab a different badge and try again.
What's kind of interesting is, will you be able to unlock all of the badges just by progressing, or can you buy badges ahead of time? Again, we don't really know what the shops have to offer, so that's why I'm curious.
Some badges can be earned by clearing special badge challenge courses.
Okay, so yeah, some badges can be earned. So that makes me think even further that some badges are ones that you buy at the store, which is probably, frankly, the best one. But yeah. Oop. Goodbye, Terry. I shall return. Hehe. I'll return my little silly goofy webcam. Now let's see, what do we have going on next? But yeah, the idea that some badges are buyable and some are earnable, it makes you kind of think, when do you think you're going to be able to get some badges? Do you think you'll get them like right before they're necessary? Or do you think you might just get them kind of like all at the start? Or do you think there's going to be a super useful one that they give it at like the very end of the game that kind of breaks it a little bit but makes it super fun? That's what I imagine would happen. I think it's going to be a little bit more spread out, but I think a lot of like those main ones, like the ones talked about especially in this direct, like the floating and the wall climbing and the super jump with like the crouch jump, I think those are going to be unlocked fairly early on.
Go for it.
While others can be purchased from Poplin shops on the world.
Okay, yeah, okay, so theory confirmed. Again, I did watch these things like maybe like once or twice, but I did not like take note of every little thing they were saying. I was kind of like a little bit more focused on like the characters and the power-ups themselves, but the things like all of like the collectibles and unlockables, I wasn't entirely focused on that. So I was a little bit forgetful, but it seems like it makes sense.
World map. Be sure to exchange flower coins you collect in courses.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you can get like those standees. It's also been a minute since I've watched this, so I kind of forgot some of the things with it. But you can also get 1-ups, which is super useful, and it looks like you can get several badges at a store. So very important to collect those coins.
Up to 4 people can play locally on the same Nintendo Switch system. Pick your favorite character and jump into the adventure together. If a player is defeated in local co-op, their character will float around.
They're gone forever. You will never see them again. If you die in the game, you die in real life. No. But yeah, like there's not much to say when it comes to like local multiplayer. It really depends on who you are. If you have enough people to play with all 4. The more interesting thing I think is going to be regarding the online multiplayer.
On the course as a ghost. If another player reaches them before time runs out, they'll jump right back into action. Your group won't lose a life either. And just so you know, if someone is playing as a Yoshi, you can jump on their back and ride them around the course, even if you're also playing as a Yoshi, or if you're an elephant.
Now what that kind of makes me curious about. I forgot what it made me curious about. Well,
And just so you know, if someone is playing as a Yoshi,
if you're riding the Yoshi, does that mean you can also avoid taking damage? And I remembered the thing. Can you unlock Yoshis normally in the game too? Because, you know, like say there's someone who doesn't have siblings. Like I don't have any siblings. Does that mean I would never be able to ride a Yoshi in this game? Or are they going to do the thing where sometimes like the eggs pop up from the blocks and you can like ride on them? I don't know. And if so, what color are the Yoshis going to be? Is it going to be like its natural progression of colors? Or are they going to have totally different looking Yoshis? Or maybe even just totally different mounts in general? We know that there were like the bubble Yoshis in Super Mario Bros. U. And there's also like the balloon Yoshis in the same one. So we saw them kind of be replaced by power-ups in this game. So that kind of makes me curious. Are Yoshis just something that are reserved for players now? Or are they something that like players can still interact with even if they're not playing as Yoshis themselves?
you can jump on their back and ride them around the course, even if you're also playing as a Yoshi. Or
But that looks like fun.
If you connect online, you might see other players on the world map and in courses. These are people from around the world, enjoying the game in real time, appearing as live player shadows. Just like in local co-op, if you're defeated, you can come back to life by bumping into a live player shadow.
But that's also really sweet. The idea that you could play with a whole bunch of people at the same time, I feel like that's something I might do a few times on stream when I play this game, just to kind of have that experience, you know?
Players can send greetings and share in-game items. Even though you won't be playing together directly, you'll get to experience a subtle connection with other players online as you enjoy this new adventure together.
Also kind of makes me curious, can you like ride the Yoshis then? Like, is that a possible thing?
You can also place a standee in a course.
That's cute.
Standees can revive ghosts, so place them in not-so-easy areas and help your fellow players. You can purchase standee surprises from the Poplin shops to add more to your collection. You never know which standee you'll get. When you come into contact with an online player or their standee, you'll see their username and heart points. These points show how much they've helped other players on their adventure. Reviving ghosts, gifting items, reaching the goal pole together, and more will earn you heart points.
That's so sweet. I love how they're actually encouraging people to play nicely, you know, with each other. Like, there's no consequences for, you know, just moving ahead without everybody. But the fact that they incentivize, you know, a more friendly, cooperative kind of approach to the game, I think it really kind of tackles the problem that the previous Mario games had. It was kind of like a meme where people would not want to play these games like in local multiplayer because everybody would just ground pound and they would just knock each other, throw each other off of ledges and things like that. Like, Mario is a place where you can have a lot of mischief occur. But by having like all of these little safety nets for players, I think it makes it a lot easier for everybody to just kind of be focused on reaching the goal together rather than to just bully somebody, you know?
While playing online, you also have the option of creating a room to get together with friends. In a shared room, you can see which courses your friends are playing, enter courses together, and even race through certain courses.
But that's also a cool thing. Like, by removing the timer, it kind of allows everybody to like make their own version of the game for themselves. You could turn every level into a race if you wanted to. And that's the kind of thing that makes Mario Wonder so awesome. It's so customizable. You could really make the experience exactly how you want it to be, especially with the badges, with the power-ups, and how powerful you can be from them. Even things like the Wonder Flower. You could spend as much time or as little time as you want in those places. And I think that's just the kind of thing that that brings new life to the Mario franchise.
Start a race by hitting the race block. Then make a run for it. Reaching the goal pole isn't the only way to finish a race, though. In some courses, you'll need to grab a Wonder Seed, or...
Whoa! Hello, that's Bowser Jr. in a cool, like, RGB mask thing. It looks like sometimes you'll unlock boss battles from the Wonder Flowers. That's awesome.
defeat a boss instead.
Like, what is going on with Bowser Jr. in this game? You know, are all of the Koopalings back?
Whether you're casually connecting with players from around the world or syncing up with friends for riveting races, you can enhance your experience with online play.
What a beautiful day!
Oh my gosh, look at this guy. Look at this big old pufferfish guy. Whoop. I love him. Oh, I thought for a second that we would be able to like play as a pot, but no, it's just the silly goofy invisibility badge. And of course, like, there's so many new objects and obstacles to interact with as you go through the levels. That's just awesome. And they even have things like this where you can just enjoy the scenery of the game. Like, they know that they put so much time into it. And look, there's even more of those I forget what they're called, contadors? I'm gonna just call them condors right now. But they have a bunch of those little bird guys hanging out like all around this area. So it really makes you feel like this world is something that is actually lived in. And I just really appreciate that. Because they could have just made courses and obstacles, you know? But they actually turned it into a whole kingdom. Oh, and these like have musical notes. So it kind of, is it like some sort of like musical challenge thing? Oh, this is a wonder section. All right then. They play with lighting. Ooh. And I guess as you like collect those giant seeds, I guess it kind of clears some of the fog up. But it does look like you can kind of go around them. Maybe the fog like blocks your paths to places. Oh, and you can ride the clouds again.
Jump into the unexpected with Mario and Friends when Super Mario Bros. Wonder launches on the Nintendo Switch system October 20th. Plus, a new Nintendo Switch OLED model, Mario Red Edition, is also on the way. If you look closely, you'll find Mario and some hidden coins. The Nintendo Switch OLED model, Mario Red Edition, launches October 6th.
But let's see. Whoop. All right then. So, we got through the whole Super Direct basically. Am I still like in full screen? I guess I kind of am. Good enough. We got through the whole Mario Wonder trailer. So here are my final thoughts. This game, it just looks incredible. I cannot wait to play it for you guys. I would love to set up a thing where subscribers can play the game like co-op with me or something kind of like that. Like we could become friends on the Switch and then we can play the game. I think that'd be something that's really fun. I plan on getting it basically ASAP. Like I said, I want to finish Tears of the Kingdom and I want to finish Pikmin before I totally go into that. What I might honestly do is focus pretty hardcore on like the main storyline of Tears of the Kingdom so that we can like cover, you know, the main story, and then later I can play the game after Mario Wonder and we can go through like a bunch of side quests and fulfilling like a bunch of those things. But we'll just have to see. Now, Mario Wonder looks like it has a lot of collectibles. I mean, it has a shop, so many things to collect. Maybe we'll go for 100%, getting like all the standees, figuring out how many 1-ups we can get. Like if they do the crown thing that was there in a Super Mario 3D World and other games. I'm really excited. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited for this game. But thank you for joining me on this like over an hour analysis on the giant Mario Wonder Direct. And I'll see you all in the next video. I love you all. Tschüssi!